This is you. You're the kind of person who notices things you were never supposed to notice, not in a dramatic way, not like some genius movie character reading minds across the room. No, it's quieter than that, subtler, more inconvenient. You notice the hesitation before someone answers, the version of a sentence someone almost said but edited last second, the shift in energy when a specific person walks into the room. You don't just hear what people say, you hear what doesn't quite line up. And the weird part, you didn't learn this. There was no moment where you decided, yeah, I'm gonna start analyzing human behavior now. It just happened over time, without permission, without instructions. And if you had to describe yourself, it wouldn't be emotionally sensitive or overthinker, even though that's probably what people called you. Because what you actually are is someone whose brain processes more than it filters. You take in more detail, you sit with things longer, you connect patterns faster, not because you're trying to, but because your brain doesn't shut the door as quickly as others do. There's a concept in psychology called latent inhibition. It's basically your brain's ability to ignore what it thinks is irrelevant. Most people, their filter is strong, efficient, brutal even. They see what they need to see, and everything else gets quietly deleted. But your filter is looser. More gets through, more signals, more micro details, more, wait, that was slightly off. Now combine that with something else, a trait found in about 15 to 20% of people, where your brain doesn't just take in more, it also processes it deeper, longer, more thoroughly. So now you've got this combination. You notice more and you think about it more, which sounds useful, but doesn't feel like it at first. Because instead of clarity, what you get is confusion. You see things others don't, but you can't always explain how. You feel something is off, but don't have proof. You connect dots that nobody else even sees as dots yet. And after a while, something strange starts happening. You begin to question yourself, not loudly, not dramatically, just small things. You hesitate before saying what you noticed. You soften your statements. You hold back insights that felt obvious 2 seconds ago. Not because you're wrong, but because you've learned something very specific. Seeing something early doesn't mean people are ready to hear it. And that's where it gets interesting. Because this isn't just about perception. It's about what happens when you have it, but don't fully trust it. So instead of trying to explain it abstractly, let me show you exactly what this looks like. Because once you see it in action, you'll recognize yourself immediately. And it usually starts in the most boring place imaginable, not in some dramatic therapy session moment, not during a deep conversation at 2 a.m. No, usually it starts somewhere completely normal. A room, a few people, a conversation that looks harmless. The kind of situation where nothing is supposed to happen, which is exactly why nobody else pays attention. But you do. Not because you want to, not because you're trying to be Sherlock Holmes with emotional damage. It just happens. So let's put you there. You walk into a room. Nothing special, just a normal conversation. Two people are talking, they're laughing, everything seems fine. Then one of them says something, and there it is, that tiny pause. Half a second, almost invisible, but your brain goes, wait, you don't even know what you caught, just that something didn't land clean. So while you're still talking, your brain quietly opens a second layer. The tone shifted. One leans back, the other smiles, but not fully, and suddenly the whole thing feels off. So you look around, just to check. Nothing. Everyone's still relaxed, still talking, like nothing happened. And here it comes. That thought, maybe it's just me. You ignore it. You've learned to do that. Until later, one of them leaves early, a bit too quickly, and your brain just goes, yeah, not surprised, just confirmed, and you don't say anything. Because what would you even say? Hey, I noticed emotional microtension 20 minutes ago. Yeah, that sounds normal. So you just store it, like always. And this keeps happening. Not once, not occasionally, all the time. At some point, you even start testing yourself. You notice something. And instead of reacting, you wait just to see if it plays out. And when it does, which it often does, you don't even feel proud, just slightly annoyed, because now you have proof and still no reason to bring it up. Someone says, I'm fine, and you instantly know they're not. Not because of the words, because of how it was said. Everyone else hears, I'm fine. You hear, something's off. Or you're in a group, everything seems normal. People laughing, talking, but underneath, tension, subtle, but there, and you feel it building before anything actually happens. And this is the part that's hard to explain, because it's not one big signal, it's 10 small ones, all slightly misaligned. Nothing you can point to, but enough that your brain goes, something here doesn't add up. Then later, something does happen, and suddenly everyone else notices, and you're just sitting there like, yeah, that's the pattern. You see things in real time that others only understand later, and for a long time, that doesn't feel like a strength. It feels like being early, too early. So you adapt, you don't stop noticing, you just stop saying it, you hold back, you soften things, or say nothing at all. Because experience taught you, being right doesn't always land, and that's where it shifts. Because now it's not just, I noticed something. Now it's, I noticed something, but is it actually real? So you replay it, analyze it, second guess it, not because you're wrong, but because you stop trusting being right. And while all of this is happening, your brain is working overtime. In a normal conversation, you're tracking tone, timing, small changes, what's not being said. Everyone else is just listening. You are analyzing. And yeah, that gets exhausting, which is why sometimes you leave normal situations feeling drained. And when someone asks why, you just say, I'm tired. Because explaining it would sound insane. And socially, this creates something subtle. People either rely on you, you're good at reading people, or they feel slightly uncomfortable, not obvious, just small shifts. Because when someone sees things clearly, it can feel exposing. And you notice that too. So now you're in this strange position. You understand people well, but hesitate to act on it. And the real problem was never your perception. It's what happens after. You notice, you analyze, you question, you stay quiet. And that's what turns awareness into overthinking. But here's the shift. Your perception isn't the problem. It's neutral. Without structure, it turns into doubt. With structure, it becomes clarity. Same brain, different outcome. So if you've been thinking, I notice too much, I read into things, you probably weren't wrong. You just never learned how to use it. And once you do, something changes. Not dramatically, just quietly. You notice something, trust it, and move on. And that's when it stops feeling like overthinking and starts feeling like clarity.